everyone, it is Carissa here to do the weekly reading for the sign of Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Sagittarius, if you don't know your Moon and Rising sign, there's a link in the description box to learn your whole birth chart. And that way, if you want additional guidance for the week, you can always look at your Moon and Rising sign readings as well as your Sun sign reading today. So this is for the week of July 25th to August 1st. And I'm going to keep practicing the spread that I was inspired to do last week. It was new to me. I was inspired to do it, and I am going to practice more with clients and myself. And we're going to go back to a tried and true spread today with the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. We'll be doing a 5-card spread today with energy you're just leaving, current situation, probable outcome, and then what's working for and against you cards, and drawing each from the Medicine card tarot and the Healing with the Angels tarot to complete the spread today. So this is a general reading for Sagittarius, so I encourage you to apply these messages to whatever is most prominent in your life this week. So what does Sagittarius need to know? We're looking for 5 jumper cards. So what does Sagittarius need to know? And this also means that you could be acutely aware of this already, and this will help confirm the path that you're taking, or this will hopefully bring into your world information that you weren't aware of or you didn't think was available to you in order to help this situation. So we're just looking for 3 more jumper cards there, Sagittarius. And we're just looking for 1 more card. All right, so there's a little pile. Let's try that again. Let's keep shuffling. We just need 1 more. Here we go. All right, so just looking at general energy at the entirety of this spread here, Sagittarius, I'm just going to try to make these so that you can see all of them here. I will be holding them up one by one to the camera in just a second. Let's look at what position they're in, what card is there, and just a sort of an eagle eyes view of what's going on this week energy-wise for you, Sagittarius. In the central or current position you find yourself in is the card Never Ending Story. This is about probably revisiting something you'd rather not, but it's also an opportunity for growth. So if something is irritating you this week, this is probably, and it's not the first time, it's probably a really good indication that this needs to be faced, or it will become an issue or a problem or a ghost, or just become an even greater annoyance. Something needs to be looked at here this week, Sagittarius. The energy that you're just coming out of and into the week is the co-creation card. The energy that is working for you is the card not for you. What's working against you or that you may need to be aware of is the card To the Sea. And your probable outcome card is To Be Fair. Whenever I see the To Be Fair card, these are the Never Ending Story and the To Be Fair cards I consider major arcana in this deck. I know this deck doesn't have what is called major arcana, but this is how I'm treating them, just because of the indelible symbologies regarding time and balance, right? 2 major indicators of a major arcana is how they relate to the astrological wheel. And whenever we see issues of time or wasting time or timelessness, etc., we're looking at issues or properties of Capricorn and Saturn, the planet Saturn. And anytime we see the scales or the scales of justice or 2 sides of things, like we have in the Not For You card, We have properties of Libra or the planet Venus. So there could be issues and properties of Saturn and Venus here. Saturn rules the 10th house. Venus rules the 2nd house. The 10th house is all about status. It's about the way the world views you, business, property, assets, time, aging, rules, obligations, etc. And the 2nd house rules partnerships, um, marriage, relationships of all kinds, love, sexual interest, etc., but more of the sensual component of it, not the sexual component of it. So we're looking at these two properties here, and if any of these terms resonate with you, roll with it. That's what they're there for. If not, or and if you're reading something else here, that's fine too. This is just what I'm seeing off the top of my head. So now that we've gone through the basic properties of the spread, Sagittarius, let's go through them one by one together. This basically is trying to show your current situation this week. A never-ending story basically means something that you're not facing or willing to look at. We've got a fairy on top of a, forgive me, I forget the name of this, but it's the clock. Wow, it's the sand time piece that you turn upside down as a timepiece. And time's running out for this fairy because she's unwilling or unable to look at this. Something is begging for your attention here. If it's not about assets and status, for example, it could very well be about a love game, not necessarily the sex, but about the sensuality, the partnership, the magnetism, even the connection, right? What would appeal you to someone or make someone appeal to you, like what is appealing and what isn't. And also another thing that's associated with Saturn, which is what this card also symbolizes, is of course sorrow and cynicism. And Sagittarius, you're a very effervescent sign. Of course, Jupiter, I say this all the time, it's the largest planet, it's the most outgoing, it's the philosopher. But if you're stuck on something or if you're mulling something over in your head or you aren't talking to anyone about it, you can really feel confined. You can feel what's going to um, what will amount to a pinch, right? It may not hurt at first, but it's going to get annoying. So something is going to create agitation here for you. What is probably creating this for in the week for you in terms of something you have to face once and for all here, Sagittarius, is a sense of co-creation. This is something that you've discovered or developed with at least one other person. If it's a group issue, obviously it's with another group of people. If this isn't about people that you know in person, it could be about projects you're working on overseas, say through the internet or through media, and you need to bounce ideas off other people that you haven't physically met, but who you have communication with. Regardless, something that's been worked on with you and at least one other agent has brought you to this place. Something is on the line, right? We're looking at a wire here, and the issue does surround whether this is exactly what's on the line or an issue that is surrounding something that is in suspension, is wisdom, psychic intuition, and psychic energy. We're also looking at issues regarding the female form, cycles, and the night. We are looking at a barn owl here. So this is one of the most ancient symbols in the world known to man. Another one is the egg. There is something to be learned here. There is something to be granted release here. Something needs to come to fruition that's being avoided. This something is being avoided to your demise. Is it going to ruin your life? No. It's going to be irritating as hell, though. So do you want to see the end of that, Sagittarius? I think this is something you'll need to figure out here because we look very briefly. I'll look at this just at the end of this line, and then we'll see this at the end of the reading. The reason why I say it's up to you, and do you want to see the end of this trouble or annoyance, if you will, as a thought process or as a duty or as a concept or as a belief system, whatever this is for you, You may still find a way to stay clear of this by behaving like the cynic, by behaving like the philosopher. But you are guaranteed that this will never see the light of day and it will never be destroyed, it being this irritant, if you continue to play both sides of it. Something is being played on both sides. And the reason I say that as well is because we have what's working for you, or what you believe to be working for you, is a game. And this is in suspension. Something is in suspension here. There's light against dark. Someone else is holding this. So the outcome or the property of this game is in someone else's hands entirely, which is probably part and parcel of the irritant. And then of course we have the fortune cookie with a huge nope on it. And it's odd, right, to see not for you in what's working for you. But let's take a clearer view of this. What's not for you, and this is the probable outcome card. How I'm reading this in this situation is, look at this. Two sides, balance. Two sides, balance. There's a lot of Libran energy here, a lot of Venetian energy. A number two could be a big player here. Ultimately, we're looking at the continuation of playing both sides in order to appease or please or to remain or stay the philosopher, by not taking a concrete decision while completely disregarding the fact that you can change your mind with new information as new developments and processes unfold in science, literature, art, etc. Playing both sides and not taking a position on something is actually a weakness, this time around with regard to this issue, Sagittarius. Actually genuinely surprised to see this because I've been reading for you weekly now since April, and you have never had anything really sticky, at least as far as I've been reading, happen. This is why I feel like this is building up. This is something you've either been keeping in or brushing aside for at least a couple of months, that you didn't want to get to you, that you didn't want to bother you, that you didn't want to take a position on, right? Central position. She's literally not looking at something, but it's driving you nuts. Two issues of getting to the bottom of something versus teeter-tottering on both sides. Everybody wants to be liked. Everybody wants to be accepted. This week, I think what you may have to discover for yourself, Sagittarius, is what was more important. Ultimately, what's more important to you, with regard to this particular situation? In general, sure. In life, sure. But with regard to the spread, what is more important to you? Being accepted by people that you like, or being respected by people that you like? And respect comes with telling the truth and being honest. And that also includes doing the tough work of getting to the core of something that is irritating or troubling or causing a sense of unease. Okay, I don't know really how else to put that, but something is very troubling, something is bubbling, something is definitely under the surface that I truly feel, if you aren't willing to properly address, okay, with mindfulness and sincerity, it's probably going to create a little bit of a volcano. The outcome will be volcanic, and it could be very destructive. Not that that's always bad. Maybe that's where you're headed with this because you want it, sure. And again, this is about what you need to know. Maybe you already are aware of this and you're totally fine with it. Keep going. If you didn't understand this was what was going on, or you didn't understand how you could feel so irritated about something, this is what's going on. So the last two cards here, one of the last two is To the Sea. This is literally going with the flow. This is what I'm talking about here. Whatever this game is that you're playing with yourself or with others, you can only go with the flow so long. You can only go along to get along is a great motto when it comes to surface issues. When it comes to something that's extremely deep-seated for you or even troubling that you can't spit it out or be honest, it's going to make you feel very isolated and as though you're kind of lost at sea. This woman, the card on its own means she's going with the flow. She's going as is. No questions, no interruption. But this could be working against you this week. You're being asked specifically to take a position. And I just noted something else that's just ridiculously cool with regard to how I'm approaching this right now. Top and bottom, right? We're looking at air and water. We're looking at this tight line. This owl's on a rope. There's something in suspension. This game is suspended in air. This is the duality. This time is almost up. When she turns it over, that new time begins. This is the scales, the one or the other. What are you weighing out? There's also another owl. I'm going to put this down. So let's look at the last card. There's an owl on her head. There's a great deal of wisdom to be had here, Sagittarius, if you let yourself go there. And there's also another fortune cookie here, which also says nope. This is the second fortune cookie, which says nope. You've got to get rid of something here. Something is really weighing you down. And really keeping you, in my opinion here, from your best self, from even a health perspective. Something could be impinging on your health, mental, physical, or otherwise. You literally have so many polarities here. There's the top and bottom, top and bottom. There's the night and day. There's the two sides. There's the two sides. There's a game. There's two cookies with nope. Someone who's unable to look at herself or a situation. I really feel like you might be struggling this week, Sagittarius, for the first time in a long time, if you're willing to look at this. This is honestly the heaviest spread I've ever seen for you. I mean, it's probably not as heavy as I'm making it out to be because you're such a effervescent sign. And you are a fire sign, so you have the ability to burn through things. However, if this is emotional, if this is touching on an emotional level for you, this is definitely going to be with regard to a relationship. If this is speaking to you on an emotional level, this is about addressing something within a relationship. Okay, Sagittarius? That's never going to go away until you get to the bottom of it. Just get to the bottom of it. Spit it out, ask the question, sit down with that person. Because it is about fairness. It's about your own health and it's about the health of the other person. What kind of relationships do you want, right? Just basic, and ask yourself too, like, what do you want more? What do you value? Like respect or being liked? Probably respect. Okay, so two jumped out. I'm going to use them. The opossum and the turkey. The turkey is the giveaway card. Literally, you like, the only way I'm going to read this right now with regard to this reading today is to give up the ghost. Give up the empty attachment. There is an empty attachment here. That's exactly what's going on. And it's weighing you down. It's irritating. It's annoying, but it's up to you to fix it. And the opossum is diversion, my friend. Literally, that's what this card is. So give away, diversion. Stop making excuses. Stop saying it'll fix itself. That's if you truly want an answer. If you don't want an answer and you love how things are going, don't do a thing. This is fine for you. You can live this way. But if you're seeing issues with this, or if this is making sense to you, or you can go, oh my gosh, I know where this fits in my life, and you want to see an end to that irritant, it's time to give away the diversion that you've been manifesting around that issue or set of issues or relationship or conversation or move or whatever it is that you're unable to face here or unwilling to face. There's something going around over and over and over here. Never-ending story is literally the name on the card. So do you want to see an end to that or not? I can only imagine you do. I hope that you do. Okay, and what a gorgeous way to end this. So we have the new love card here. Anytime we see new, it's a beautiful, there's something that awaits you. And I'm actually really happy to see the Sagittarius for the end of your reading because it was heavy today. I wouldn't say a great deal of heaviness, but there's something that's obviously bothering you, obviously upsetting, taking up a lot of mental space. And not to overuse it, but there's an irritant. There's a sense of irritancy here with the situation. New love. Okay, so obviously the image is speaking more toward the romantic love. This could very well be what's going on. If this is a romantic situation and you and a partner are getting to the bottom of what feels like a game, you're not going to sit in suspension anymore. You're going to take this seriously. You're going to be brave and get to the bottom of it. You could experience a new love in this regard. Obviously, getting to the end of that is going to create a greater closeness and a greater appreciation, but only if you're on the same page, right? If it turns out you're not on the same page, the new love could be for the new life that you have or a new understanding. But in another frame, a way to look at this is a new love of the process or of the person that you need to take this up with or people. So something grand does await you at the end of this, or something beautiful is available to you. I do think it's going to take a little bit of effort on your part, and an understanding as well that you choose um, knowledge over, say, tradition, or you choose new information over ignorance here, okay, Sagittarius? So that's what I'm seeing here. I really hope this is helpful. I really do. And sorry for going a little bit over time. I was trying to keep it under 20 minutes. Listen, if you have a second, let me know how this works out for you for the week. I'm genuinely curious to see how this works out for you. And if you're not already, subscribe to my channel because I upload videos for your sign every single week. Until we meet next time, Sagittarius, please take good care of yourself, and I will see you then. Bye for now.